Okay, trying to get this set up this morning. Oh my goodness. Got some warm coffee. Got up. Did my wash. Got cleaned up for the morning. And getting ready to go for the day. So we did our first night of boondocking, and yeah, it went well. Now that I got my coffee pot percolator, I don't need to turn on the generator to make my coffee. So that worked out well. Let me see if I've got this. Hopefully this one's working today. Okay. So let me grab, we'll try doing the Native American ones again, the shamanic ones, and let's see what we get. Put a little light on the subject. See what we get today for a spirit read. Now I wish I would have got this set up earlier this morning because it was beautiful over the mountains. It was pinks and blues coming between those mountains over there. Just absolutely beautiful. And that's what I'm out here for, to see those wonderful sunrises and sunsets. Okay. First card out is, oh, we had this one recently. Expression. Well, we'll keep it and see what the other one with it is. But we had this recently, water expression. Okay, so the second one we have with it is Luminous Warrior. Luminous Warrior. I think I'm going to pick the other ones with this today. I think we'll do with this deck, see what we get with it. But so far we've got Expression, Luminous Warrior. Warrior doesn't mean always warring with somebody else. It could be, you know, on your path. Most of your path is, you know, looking at ourselves and with our own ideologies. Okay, above it we have the Emperor. So taking charge. The Hermit. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm going in the right direction with this. Okay. And Celebration, the path forward. Now I like this deck for it because in this one, instead of having the castle, you have the open path. Okay, so putting your energy out there. Keeping your energy going in the path forward, taking charge, being willing to look within, the Hermit. This is about oneself. This is not about warring against others. This is about, you know, looking within your own journey, your own ideologies, okay? And expressing expressing, being in a flow, not being stuck. Okay, not being stuck in our own conditioned ideologies. Okay, so in order to move beyond them, we have to be willing to go deeper into it, and also being able to go with the flow no matter what takes place on our journey forward, because we have the energetic, our journey forward. We've got above it the Emperor taking charge of our journey. We are the only ones in charge of our journey. Now, somebody else can help to give you a map of some direction, but the only one that can walk our journey is ourselves. And we are the ones that are in charge of it, okay? No matter how much you may be up there, and like we have this little guy howling, you know, we could be howling at the moon, okay? Or you could be howling in celebration, okay? So many ways one could be howling, but hopefully it's howling in celebration, celebrating the divine, celebrating what's around you, okay? Making the journey, the internal and external journey, okay? Wherever we find ourselves, it doesn't matter where you go. What just popped in with that? Wherever you go, you're going to find yourself, unless you keep running away from yourself, okay? Now, we can run away from ourselves for years and say we're looking for God externally. We're looking here, we're looking there, but until we stop, we won't find God, because God is within. God is within. The divine is. We are the divine temple, okay? And it's like I said, wherever you go can be holy ground if you are in that mindset of sacredness. That's why I say the path is honesty, integrity, transparency, sacredness, and simplicity. If you live by those, then you are walking this path of being a luminous warrior, okay? And you are willing to make the journey within and without. The more one opens up within themselves and to the divine, the more connected they are with the external world, okay? The more one is in flow, in oneness, okay? So today's thing is just about expressing, being in the flow, being a luminous warrior, a light worker, okay, within your journey to find out who and what you are, and just as importantly, what you're not. The fallacies that one has believed about themselves, which have kept them bound on this wheel of bondage, okay? If it's not liberating, it's not freeing, then it's erroneous. Then it's a mistaken ideology. It's a mistaken conditioned idea that one is holding to, that is keeping one essentially bound up. It's like the swords, the Eight of Swords, being bound up. Really, you can get free of it. Those ropes on that one are very loose, but she is constrained in her own mind. You are constrained by your own belief systems, okay? So this is about, again, water expression. Water wears things away. The Grand Canyon happened by water erosion, okay? It wears it away. It takes time. It takes time, but it does, does wear away those things. And one comes to a more steady place, a confident place, a place of confidence where you can enjoy the journey. The road is open. There's not a trepidation there. It's a celebration of the journey, okay? So go with the flow. Find yourself wherever you're at. You can't run away from yourself, so you might as well make yourself your best friend, okay? And find out who and what you are and who and what you are not, just as importantly, what you're not, and the divine is, okay? If you have the divine is, and you really have that faith and belief in God, okay, and that you know, and this journey, that's what it's about, knowing that God is, not a belief that God is, that you're holding to, that you have this faith. Faith is something unseen, okay? It's beyond faith. You come to that point of absolute communion, absolute, where you dismantle and into that great spirit, the great spirit, okay? And you know with absolute certainty that God is, and God is the author and finisher of everything that one is seeing, okay? Now, yesterday I came across a video. It's this girl, she's a Christian. She was living in her Jeep. She decided to make that journey as a Christian because she wanted to test her faith. Well, she really had a test of faith. And unfortunately, she had all these questions came up. Now, what happened with her was a terrifying thing, okay, I have to say. She was in her car, sleeping in her Jeep, and she heard these rocks being thrown at her windshield, okay? She heard this sound. And so she opened up the front thing to look outside, and this guy was out there with this bright light shining in, and he, of course, could see her at that point. He's running around and he starts beating on her car, you know. And, of course, she's freaking out at this point. And so she gets the things off her windows as she backs out and she takes off. Well, this guy follows her, and he runs into her car, Jeep, tries to run her off the road. So this could have ended very, very badly. Okay, so she was terrified. This guy is chasing her, and he hits her Jeep. He hits it 3 times, tries to run her off of the road. Well, she gets to this firehouse. She gets in the parking lot. She lays on the horn. They come out and they get this guy, and they hold him for the police. So in the end, she was fine, okay? But the reason I'm telling this is because she made this journey, and she was, the next day, she was going to her grandmother's funeral, her grandmother's burial, okay? So they had a beautiful ceremony going through this really beautiful area, and she's one of the pallbearers and stuff for her grandmother that had just passed. And her grandmother was really, she was saying her grandmother was such a person of faith that she really looked up with it. So instead of seeing the blessing that she was fine, that she made it through, she was protected, you know, instead she's in this questioning. Well, I've got all these questions. Why did this guy do it? Why did this happen to me? Why? Well, where was the faith? Rather than seeing the blessing that she made it through, okay, that she got, she was able to get to a firehouse, that they caught this guy, that they held him, the police came and got this guy off the road, okay? And if he has done this before, he's going to remain in jail, okay? So instead of seeing the blessing in that, she's in the doubt. Well, why did this happen? Why did this guy pick me? Why? So, you know, what happened to this faith journey that she was making, that she wanted to make? Now, I'm going to see if I can find that. I don't know if I can find it on the net again. I can't remember what the name of it was. But if I can find it, I'll put the URL in the description. Because I'm sure, yes, it was harrowing, but she was fine. Okay, she was fine. But she did develop some PTSD because she was not able to sleep then she would wake up hearing the sounds of the pebbles again, and wake up and like, oh my God, and look out, and there's nothing there, of course. But that's what happens with PTSD. If you think you're going to die, you have something that happened, you'll have flashbacks. You'll have flashbacks, and flashbacks are no joke. It's like you're right back in this situation again, whatever it is. That's terrifying. Okay, but you can move beyond it and come out of that. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to add that today. If you have that absolute faith, then you can see, yes, while it was terrifying, you see that you're fine and that you made it, and you were fortunate that there was the firehouse there. The police came very quickly. Everything worked out as well as it could have in the circumstances. So there was such a blessing, such a grace in that for her. And hopefully she can come to that point to see that, rather than, well, why did it even happen at all? I thought I'm under grace. I thought I have my, and people have this false ideology that if I have faith, then nothing ever supposed to happen. It's supposed to be the yellow brick road, and everything is supposed to go my way, and it's supposed to be easy breezy. Okay. How easy breezy was it for the followers of Christ? They were rounded up, they were killed, they were fed to the lions, they were crucified. Okay, did they have it easy breezy because they believed in Christ, that he's the Messiah? No. They didn't have it easy breezy. Okay? But their faith sustained them. Okay? They knew they were going to heaven. They, had that absolute certainty, and their faith sustained them with what they went through. Okay? But, I don't get why a lot of Christians don't get that. They don't link that up just because you have faith, that all of a sudden everything is supposed to be carte blanche, that you're going to have the easy street. Okay? It doesn't work that way. But when you know that life is eternal, that this is just another, this is the field we're operating in, this is the vehicle. When we pass out of form, we go to the eternal life. We go to the other side. Expansion. Okay? Perfect health when we leave this form. Okay? So I'm going to leave this here. Much love and light. And we'll pick our other two and see what we have today. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you online.